Welcome, everybody, to the Lost Lion Talk Podcast, Episode 2. I am your host, Julio, a.k.a. J Striker. My co-hostess for today.
Jason Burner, the Burner Man.
Monte Savoy.
Alex Policio.
So today's topic, we're going to talk about how to fulfill our dreams while dealing with struggles in life. So with that being said, I'm going to ask Alex this question. First of all, introduce yourself.
I'm Alex Policio, and I currently live in Brooklyn, New York.
So, what were some struggles you dealt with growing up?
I guess the ultimate thing that I think everyone here can probably relate to is the struggle of just failing. Like, no matter what you do, you're probably going to fail 100 times, I would say. That was my biggest frustration as a kid, for sure, because I wanted to be, perfect every time. But then you kind of have to come to the realization, that's not going to happen.
Right, but what were your struggles that you're facing right now as you're going into the field that what field are you going into?
It's a mix of acting and, like, comedy.
Okay.
It's more like, I guess, anxiety of it, like just getting yourself to do it. And the fear of failure is kind of the biggest thing. That's
Absolutely.
the struggle, just getting yourself to do the thing is kind of like my biggest struggle.
Oh, okay, but also, do you think that failure could also actually be in a positive way, maybe kind of, make you a better person when it comes to doing the field that you're doing?
Absolutely.
With acting and all that stuff? Because once you fail, it only goes up from there. Because at least you know what it feels like to fail, only to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So Monte, I guess the same question. What were your struggles doing this? Relatively the same? Was it different?
I think it was different. It was definitely different. I went through so many auditions and so many casting directors and managers and agents, and nobody wanted to sign me, and I felt like I had the talent, felt like I had everything I could do just to get myself in the door. And then I finally got the opportunity from a few people by just but you got to ask yourself, what is failure? What is failure to you guys? And then you know what failure is, and you know how to fix your failures. You know how to keep going.
Because the thing is, if you've never failed, you never learn.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that you have to fail to succeed, but really, that's how you make yourself into what you are today.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing when it comes to struggling, whether it's doing acting or voiceover work, or whether it's going for your GED, whether it's getting your doctorate in schooling, So regardless of what profession you're going for, I feel like failing is the only way you could really learn from your mistakes, and for next time you will eventually succeed.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, failure is also not taking acting classes, not doing photo shoots, not doing headshots.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot in this acting industry because you have to do classes, you have to do photo shoots, you have to do all that just to at least get your foot in the door. If they don't like your headshot or photo, your reel or anything like that, it's like...
It's very... They target a certain look.
Definitely.
And basically, it's really skills and connections nowadays. And, years ago, it was more about, basically how skilled you were at what you did.
At what you did.
But now you could just basically, bump into someone randomly and just, there you go, just right then and there. Brad Pitt made it basically, like he was basically a mascot for a fried chicken place in L.A.
He was?
Yeah.
Since when? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and so someone bumped
crazy.
into him. And it was obviously like an agent, and he said, "You have a Hollywood look. I would like to sign you." And
I wish it was that easy. I wish
I know,
it was that
but you know what though?
It is
It's
not.
just luck sometimes, and sometimes you get that kind of luck. But Julio,
So I got something to tell y'all right now.
Go
So like me, everybody here, we all have struggles, of course, as we all sharing.
Mhm.
Like we have to use our struggles to uplift ourselves. With that being said, right now, cutting hair, shit, that's what I use to like uplift me.
Mm.
I'm still struggling every day.
Oh, you're a barber.
Yes, I am a brother.
So when were you gonna tell us this?
I mean, you know, sometimes
I'm gonna need a
we
cut. I'm
found out.
gonna need a cut after this.
It was like a movie. You just pretty much found out a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna need a cut after
I mean,
this.
sometimes you know you can hide your identity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
just what we do.
It's like a movie. When you watch a movie and you find out exactly what's going on, like in the beginning, you might not know what's going on. And then you figure out through the monologue what's going on in the action through the movie. So it was kind of like a metaphor for what's going on here when Julio just gave you the insight that he's a barber. And you just didn't know it until now, you know? So
Where do you cut hair?
I cut hair down in the Bronx, you know, little 6 train.
Where?
Near
Where?
Parkchester, Castle Hill,
Oh.
by the Cross Bronx. I used barbering, like, to get me out of my struggling growing up, you know? Like,
So what was the hardest thing about getting into doing barber, like being a barber and
honestly,
cutting hair and stuff?
letting somebody actually touch their head.
Mm.
I didn't know anything. I was 18.
Did you watch any videos and
Of
tutorials?
course.
Of course.
I
Okay.
didn't go to school.
Okay, I wasn't
didn't go
sure
to
if
school
maybe
for
your
it?
mom.
I didn't go to school. I'm self-taught.
Okay, I wasn't sure if your mom
shoot.
taught you or parents taught you how to do
I'm
it.
gonna be
or-
honest with you. I had 5 brothers, and I practiced on all of them.
Wow.
I messed up a lot of times.
But see,
So-
but that's the failure from and learning and look at you. You're probably one of the
I
best
got 10
barbers
years.
around.
I
There you
mean,
go.
I don't
10
want
years
to.
on
I don't
you?
want to say it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty dope myself.
See, and that's
10
what,
years in.
That's what we were saying. Failing only leads to success. You know, because you're gonna fail a certain amount of times only to succeed eventually. You know, like for instance, I was a rapper.
You was a rapper?
I was a rapper. I mean, I still do it. I don't really write as much because I'm acting, but I was a rapper and I was
This is
doing
all
my
new
own
to
music.
me. I
No,
swear.
yeah. So
That's new to me too.
yeah, I was known as the Burner Man. You know, Fumes Burner, and like that was my original name. And then I originated that from the music into Jason Burner. And the burner part came from the fire that's lit inside me when I have that passion, whether it's talking, rapping, or it doesn't matter. You know, it's just that fire, that passion that I have. So I just have that tattoo up my
snap.
upper arm to kind of replicate that or emulate it, you know, to symbolize it. So everybody has their own true passion. Eventually, you know, I'm not saying, did you guys all, I guess, failed or no to succeed? I mean, or you just went through a struggle to succeed, right? You could say that?
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely.
For
Struggle.
sure.
Definitely.
Okay, no, that's,
I mean, I even read a book in college when I was in college. I read a book. It said it was a business book too. It said you won't succeed until after 4 years of you actually trying to do whatever business you want to do. And I told somebody that one time, and they were like, I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna make it next year, and it didn't come true.
Right.
It takes time. It takes patience to actually
Yeah.
get where you want to be.
Mm.
And the struggles are lessons. They're
Right.
lessons for you to understand what's next and what can I do better.
Mm.
You know.
No, that's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So my question to all of you is, I'm going to ask Alex first. When did you find out when you wanted to achieve that dream? The dream that you're pushing for right now?
Mhm.
What age, like, and what time, like, at that time, did you want to achieve that success?
It was definitely around like middle school.
Middle school.
Acting wasn't necessarily like the dream when I was a kid, but like I said, comedy is one of the things I've been looking at. And like when I was a younger kid, I'd see comedians like Gabriel Iglesias and Kevin Hart, and I would just see how hilarious they were, and I'd be like, oh, I want to do something like that. That looks amazing. But yeah, definitely like 11, 12, 13 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And right now you're getting into it and continuing the journey like we all are. What about you, Monte?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Okay, let me.
I kind of dazed off. For
No,
a
it's
sec.
all good. I don't mind repeating it. Basically, how old were you and at the time when you knew that you wanted to act or do voiceover work or whatever
Ooh,
it is?
This is a good question.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
in. I always told my mom. This is a good. I always wanted to tell this story. I always told my mom I wanted to be an actor. Like, even when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, mom, I want to be on Disney Channel. It's over.
Yeah.
I want to be on Disney Channel." And I used to tell that in school. In high school, I used to say that a lot, and people used to be like, "Oh yeah, this guy," you know. And then, I mean, after high school, I finally learned that nobody's gonna help me. Nobody's gonna help me out get where I want to be. So I had to find the connections.
Can't
find
really
where
rely on other people.
Yeah,
you
you
really
can't.
got to do it
you
yourself.
have to do it yourself.
Yup.
And I did the research. I met people, I network, and that's where I'm at today. I didn't get no handouts. There were never no handouts for me. And people
Never.
think that, but I never had any handouts. I had just networking and trying my best and just to be and work on my craft. It's something that a lot of people don't have. They just want to be famous.
Famous, right?
They just want to be famous.
Yeah, and then the thing is, it's never easy.
No, it's not.
It's never easy, no matter what it is that you do. It's never easy. How about you, Julio? When did you find out basically that you wanted to be a barber?
Honestly, when my mom kicked me out at 18.
18.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had to get a job because currently I didn't have documents to work a real job. So I had to work under the books, and cutting hair was the only thing I could do to learn it quick. So I started cutting myself first, then I started cutting my little brothers and stuff. And then I was like, I went to a barbershop. Yo, I want to cut.
How old are you now?
Right now I'm 28. I've been cutting hair for 10 years. I'm a veteran.
Let's go.
Decade, all right.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna ask y'all something,
Okay.
because like I said, I'm 28, and I have a lot of clients that are younger than me, and every time I'm talking to them, I feel like I'm like guiding them. I like giving them guidance, So I'm gonna start off with Jason. Then we're gonna go down. Jason,
Go ahead.
what inspirational thing you would tell somebody younger to
Trying
succeed?
to succeed in this field?
The field or whatever they're doing to uplift them.
I'd say never give up, no matter what anybody tells you. Sometimes, siblings can be a hazard to what you're trying to do because they don't think it's real. It doesn't exist. It's just a pipe dream. It could never come true. But the thing is, what they don't realize is when you have that positive spirit, and that it's hard. It's never easy, because obviously, if it was easy, everybody would get into it. Everybody would do it,
Yes,
right?
that's what I'm talking
right.
about.
And the thing is you got to push for that dream. You got to dedicate yourself. You got to sacrifice, and I mean not sacrifice as in, just doing it, like for like a year. I mean, you got to put years of work into that. Sometimes.
So what's something you sacrificed so far?
I've sacrificed my time and my energy, and the thing is, rightfully so, I wanted to. It was my own choice, and I know what I'm doing. It's always a risk, no matter what it is in life. Things are always a risk, and the thing is, it's how you apply yourself to the dream that you want to do. Is it serious? Do you want to make it? If you want to make it, you got to do whatever it takes to make it.
That's true, guys.
You know what I'm saying? You got to really sacrifice, dedicate yourself, put the time in, and really just know that this is why you're here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain people that, I put the time in, and, the thing is, you will sacrifice your time for something more important. What is more important to you? Is it this or is it that? Because sometimes schedules are hard. It's hard to deal with the scheduling. It's hard to deal with things coming at the same time, and you just got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
And that's really where your path comes in. Like, where do you want more? What path do you want to take?
And I don't think a lot of people understand that. No, a lot of people don't understand the entertainment industry, how much you have to put that work in,
Yep.
that time and energy. And it's not like, oh, tomorrow I got free time. No, something can happen tomorrow. We get an email or an audition, or we have to film tomorrow, and sometimes we don't have time for people, and some people don't understand that. Some people think it's like, oh no, you're never too busy for people. Sometimes you are with this industry. Sometimes you really are. You have things to do.
Right, like things might come at the same time. You might have, let's just say you got a role for a movie, and then at the same time, that you got to take a test maybe for college, and it might come at the same time, like. And those are the toughest decisions, but those toughest decisions really define you in the end.
Oh no, I'm picking the movie. I'm not doing that.
But I'm just
picking
saying,
the movie.
Like, but what if it's an independent role? And let's just say it could lead you places. It could lead to anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not even gonna get on this topic with school. At the end of the day, I'm picking my career first.
Yeah.
Career always goes first.
Yeah, man.
No matter what it is. It could be a business, it could be entertainment, anything. I'd rather go for my career. If anything, I want that to heal. If at least I can tell people I sacrificed from my career, other than, oh, I had to go take a test so I couldn't do my career.
Sure.
Imagine telling somebody that.
So like I was telling Jason, what will be your message to somebody younger than you?
Oh, put yourself out there right away. Put yourself out there. nobody is knocking at your door.
So
You have to knock at other people's
So you
doors.
haven't spoken to somebody just struggling, and you're always trying to figure out how to help them.
Well, Alex,
What do you mean by struggle, though? Like, what is like your definition of struggle? Because there's different.
there's different definitions, right?
Yeah, yeah,
There's
there's
plenty
difference.
of. No, I
So,
got
like,
it. Yeah.
So if you see say you see a kid at the store, right?
okay,
He's trying to buy a sandwich,
okay,
but he doesn't have enough money to buy the sandwich.
okay.
What would you do in that aspect? Would you like help out, or would you like?
I think
Alex, what do you think about this?
I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, right? I mean, in New York, I think you see more than an average person who needs help.
Yeah.
And to be frank, a lot of the times you're not always the most helpful. But with kids, I feel like maybe it's a bit different. If a kid came up to me, I'd be a bit more helpful. But
Yeah.
sometimes, you have three
You're
people.
limited to
Yeah.
what you can do, and that's sometimes the hardest because it's like you want to help that person, but maybe you might know little about that, and you just don't know. You know, you don't want to say anything that you don't know about.
Yeah.
And so I totally understand what you mean by that. So that's a good point. Great point.
that's true.
But what was your very first gig that you got while dealing with the struggle, while doing this dream that you're doing?
Well, I guess, like I said at the beginning, one of the things that I struggled with was just kind of like doing it. Like I got here and I was just very passive about it. I was like, I have my day job. I just need to focus on that. And then eventually the rest will come along. And then I think what really like took off, I did an extra role in Daredevil season
wow.
3.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see me for like 0.2 seconds, but like at the time I loved the show. So I was like, I'm going to figure out a way to get on there. And then like you start figuring out the film industry, but like I think that was like the thing that like
Experience really helps.
So what do you currently do? My bad.
No, you're good.
I currently work in workplace services, and then occasionally I'll take gigs like this or just acting roles or just whatever I can get my hands on. I'm like I said, I'm not as passive as I used to be, but I'm also not like probably like you guys who are going at it every day.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what. To another point to add to that is that, like you said, you grind and like obviously you don't want to take just anything, but at the same time, like I remember when I was first just getting put it this way, before I even begin, it's easier to get into this field. It's hard to make it, and that's the way I've kind of looked at it. But to continue with what you were saying, like my very first gig, I think as far as getting into this field was a background extra. I did Creed 2. And I was in Drago's corner, like his.
You did
VIP
Creed
set.
2?
Well, I was in the audience, but I mean,
Oh.
That's
it
pretty
was
cool.
just so you felt so
Oh.
starstruck by that. But the thing is, like, obviously you're not gonna be on screen, but it's just awesome to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did 21 Bridges with Chadwick,
Okay, that's
You
Chadwick
did
Boseman.
21.
and I'm telling you, I
What,
was
okay, what was that one? Was that a non-union? or
no,
you
no,
was
that
union?
was a union.
That was a union.
that
What
was
did
a
you do?
union.
What did you do? Can I see?
I was a homeless person. I never made it on set, believe it or not, because like they think sometimes they will do a scene, they'll invite you that day.
Oh,
And you'll sign a voucher, right? The
Uh-huh.
union voucher
Yeah,
that I got.
union.
And
like
I
a
waited literally, I'm not even joking. Like, and sometimes you gotta wait long when you do this
Okay.
field. And you have to be willing to accept it regardless. You know, there's no complaining from me. You know, I'm grateful that I was given the opportunity, even though I never made it on set. I was dressed in the clothes that they gave me, right? The homeless clothes.
Wait, why didn't you make it on set?
Because-
you're
Because I was just gonna get to that. So they kept filming a chase scene in the middle of the street in Philly.
oh.
They kept filming the same chase scene, at least I'd say like 20 takes, 30 takes. Yeah, it was like ongoing, and they were calling people for certain scenes, and they just kept, and I guess my scene, might have been one of the last scenes, I'm not really sure. I don't really know what happened. I just know that they kept filming the same part to make sure it was great for the camera. But I was there, you know, meeting the actors. It was a pleasure meeting everybody. I saw Chadwick from like 20 feet away and entering a Sal's Pizza. It was kind of crazy. I was like, wow, I just never seen an actual celebrity up close. I was just, it blew my mind. You know?
Jason, do you know what's important about all this? That you didn't give up.
Exactly. That's the
That's
point, that we all
Didn't
are
give
still
up.
here. We're all here.
Exactly, you didn't give up, man.
Nobody
Something
gave up.
uplifted you
Right.
to continue your journey.
It's you know, you got to have that will, the fire, and you just got to really want it to basically salvage it all, to conclude to it. You gotta really want it. And regardless of what people tell you, how many things you go through, struggles, whether it's financial, whether it's being exhausted from here, sitting 2 days on set, maybe, or a day. I'm just saying, like I've been on sets where I've been on set waiting to film, and I knew my lines 16 hours, sometimes 24 hours. It gets crazy like that. But the thing is, that's what the film life is.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Leaving and holding for like 16 hours. Is like,
Yeah, ever heard that saying? You want what you want, but you need what you need.
no, I never heard that. What that mean?
Meaning, like, you wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you need to?
Yes. If put it this way, we're all here. We never gave up, and we're still pushing for our dreams to come true. And honestly, if you want it bad enough, you're gonna get it. It's as simple as that. And that's our podcast for episode 2. Thank you for tuning in. Jason Burner, the Burner Man.
Jay Striker.
Monte Savoy.
Alex Policio.
Tune in next week.